Hey there, and welcome back to another episode. We are doing an on-air coaching call today. I am so excited because I have one of my foot traffic formula students here with us, Megan Dague. And what I'm excited about with Megan is she's a doer. She hears things in the program and she implements. So yesterday we just wrapped up a 2-day business blitz for our students, and Megan's already doing things and getting results, and we're going to dive into that today. So Megan, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. This is going to be
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I always get such actionable advice from you specifically, so I'm excited to see what comes out of this.
Yes, for sure. And I want to show people too how fast we can do this. Like 10, 15 minutes and you're going to hear something, and then Megan's going to go do it. And then tomorrow she's going to be like, and now I just got this many more people to sign up. So Megan has a brick and mortar business teaching cooking classes for kids. And obviously she's been one of the people that has been drastically hit with or impacted by COVID-19. But she didn't let that stop her, and she's transitioned to some virtual things that are doing really, really well for her. So Megan, I want to honor you for you not, obviously we have our moments. This was not the most amazing time in the beginning, but you've really said to yourself, what can I do? What do I have control over? And you're making it work. And tell everybody about the membership you just launched, because I want people to see how fast this is happening for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always kind of had this membership in the back of my mind, even before all of this happened. But honestly, coronavirus has almost been a blessing in disguise for us, because it has encouraged people and opened their eyes to what you can do online when your schedule allows, and just that you can do it on a rainy day and you don't have to plan it out ahead of time. Yeah. And so I think that getting it out there it's been huge for us. And last week I listened to your 10 ways to make 100K online. And I was like, even though this has always been in the back of my mind and I kind of had things planned out, I bit the bullet and just put it out there. And I put my fears aside about that no one's going to buy it, and just got it out there. And so that was the impetus to putting it out there. And then hearing everything yesterday just gave me all these ideas to promote it and not be scared to promote it, and how to frame it that this is not about me, it's about my customers and doing something fun with their families, and just how to talk about it in a way that I feel about it and not come across as salesy. And so just in 3 days, we have had 18 members jump in. So I'm so excited.
And here's the thing, the goal with a membership like this is thousands of people. And sometimes it's hard to celebrate 6, the first 5 that did it, the first 10. And I need everybody listening to understand 18 is phenomenal, right? We just heard from one of my friends, Britt Siva, yesterday, who has 5,500 members in her membership. And I said to her, how many did you start with month 1? Do you remember what she said?
7.
7. So you have 18.
I know.
This is amazing, right? So
we're still open for 3 more days.
Right.
So 4 more days.
So it's not over yet. So if anything, doing just gave you the more confidence to keep doing. Whereas before coronavirus, you just kept thinking maybe later, maybe 2 years from now, maybe.
Yep.
And it made you. And now you're right. You're going to look back and be like, it was a really hard time, but look at the growth that we had in that time.
Yeah. And I know that I am so excited and I'm on my entrepreneur high right now, but there have been days where it's just oh, no one's going to buy this. And I have imposter syndrome. And I think that's what's been helpful about Foot Traffic Formula is the reminders that everyone starts somewhere. Yeah. And if you just keep pushing forward, you'll get there. And I think that that's been so helpful for me. And then I also actually put out a more emotional, raw post to my group this past weekend. And I said, I'm going through all my inventory, and it's just one of those days that hits you hard and there are tears. And it resonated with my audience so much. And I think that learning a little bit from Jennifer Allwood yesterday about just being yourself and letting some of that show through, I think really resonated with my audience, that I'm a mom who's upset about everything that's going on right now too. And I think that it really, it struck something in these moms to get on board and be a part of something where people are real moms.
Yeah, because I think people look at us and they think oh, they have it all together. Their businesses are fine. They're making a gazillion dollars. I always say people think I'm way wealthier than I really am. I just think there's this perception. It's we're real people. We have real struggles. Like, we're going through everything you're going through too. So I think it's really great that you put that out there. Now, today we're just kind of jumping in. What kind of questions do you have? I know you said you wanted to focus more on the membership, but what do you got for me today?
Yeah, so mostly I want to focus on how can I not entice is the wrong word, but just remind people and show people the benefits of the membership in the next few days to get them into the program. And then from there, how do I go about gaining new audience for my next launch?
Great question. Okay, let's do the first part. So you've got 4 days left to close cart. So what I would say is, do you already have content or things ready to go for the next 4 days to talk to your people?
Yeah, so based off of Nikki's presentation yesterday, she talked about like busting the 3 myths. So on Sunday, which on a holiday weekend, I kind of like, should I really do it? But around here in Pennsylvania, things are still completely locked down. Yeah. Even some of the beaches are still closed. And I feel like people might be looking for something to do. So I'm going to bust the 3 myths around like cooking with kids and how to make it less stressful. And then I'm going to do like an FAQ about like, here are the most frequently asked questions about my membership before I do it. But we've been doing live bake-alongs up until this point for free. So I think people got excited about doing them and the kids got excited. So I think that it was really good. Even though there may have been a little bit of advice not to do so many for free, I think that it just gained so much trust and established me at first. Yeah. Okay. To get people understanding what it was. So that's what I have planned so far, but I don't have anything beyond that. I don't want to overwhelm them since I haven't been doing it up until this point.
So first of all, normally I would say don't even bother on Memorial Day weekend. It is a very different year. I mean, it is. And honestly, I'm here in Wisconsin and it's supposed to rain all weekend. So I don't have plans to go anywhere and I can't even be outside. So am I going to maybe be on my phone? Maybe I might be. Like, we don't know what we're doing. So I actually think you're going to be fine. And I also think even if people do have plans, a lot of people, their habit is to open up their phone in the morning or before they go to bed. So just because they don't watch you live, don't be discouraged if your live numbers are down. Just keep thinking, this is for the replay viewers. Like, this is for the people who catch it later. So I think you're golden. So if you've got things planned every single day, and you've got 4 days, so I'd go live every single day for those 4 days. Do it. Are you emailing out? Do you have an email list at all with these people?
Yeah, we have about 800 people on our email list. Okay. But we're scrubbing it, which is like the scariest thing in the world. So it will knock it down a little bit. Okay. But something that I mentioned earlier is that I actually did my first email like segmentation and re-emailed the people who hadn't opened the first. Okay. And am emailing something completely separate to the people who have been following along.
Perfect.
So they're getting totally different messages.
Good. Now, this is going to sound a lot, but this is what happened. So the last day of close cart, you can send 3 emails, which sounds crazy, right? You're like, who wants 3 emails? But it works. And not only does it work, you will see people like that email will go out and somebody will buy right then and there, or the timer's going, and whatever your deadline is, you'll get people to buy right at the end because they're still debating, they're on the fence. And now it's like, this is it. It's going away. You've got 2 hours to get it, and they quick hurry and do it.
Yeah.
So I would plan on that.
Do you have success, or like, I don't want to get a ton of unsubscribes because I'm now like flooding people when they haven't normally heard from me. Do you have success with that little message at the bottom that says, if you don't want to wish to hear about the membership at this time, but still want to stay in our email, click here? Like, would you recommend that or not?
So the difference between like one of my launches and yours right now is you're just talking to everybody, whereas my people have actually said, yes, I want to come to your workshop. Right? So we're not hitting every single person with that information. So because of that, you absolutely could do an email today that says like, thanks anyway, but I'm not interested, or no, like I'm going to keep getting these and be excited to hear more about it. Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm glad you brought that up because there is a difference, right? I'm not hitting all of my people the last day 3 times.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Now, the more you do these Facebook Lives, you can also take some of that content and put it in the emails. The more valuable those emails are, and it doesn't feel just like a sales pitch every single time, the more they're going to stay on that list because they like what you're giving them. I would even go, like, I would almost go another step up and make it maybe even be a little bit Memorial Day themed. So like it could be something cool for them to do on Saturday or to think about, or like, and it doesn't have to be this bake along. It could be like 3 questions to ask tonight at the dinner table to spark something new, or like think like kid friendly, family friendly, how to not have your kids sitting around on the TV all weekend, you know, just anything like that that's complimentary. But then it's like you're also selling this membership, because I think a lot of times we sell this thing and then we think that's the only thing we can give them, and then how are they ever going to buy if they keep getting it? Okay.
Right. Yep.
The more valuable, the less unsubscribes you will get for sure. So I think that's a big one. Do you have any leads written down of people that have been asking you questions, maybe liking your comments, watching your videos that you could personally follow up with in the DMs?
So I think not necessarily on my videos, but I know that I have a ton of families that I'm very close with from my in-person classes that I think might be missing out because maybe they're not as big on Facebook, and I plan to do the audio messages. That's why I was asking so many questions yesterday in the event. Is like, I think that the touch that I have with my customers is that I do feel like a friend as opposed to a salesperson. And I want my voice to come through about how excited I am and how much I miss them. And I think that they will believe it when it's for them and it's personalized. I know their kids' names. And I think that I want to invite some of them in personally and say, I think you'd love this as a family.
I love that. I would do that sooner than later, because they may have questions or they may want to come back to you with something. So I love that. I think those are your warmest leads. Now, a lot of times we're most afraid to contact our warmest leads. And they're going to be the easiest yeses, because they do know you, they like you, they trust you, they already love your product. You've got to go for it.
I think that being in Foot Traffic Formula has kind of changed my mindset a little bit about that, where I'm not selling. I am like trying to benefit their family during this time. And I remind myself that more, and I'm less scared to reach out to them.
Yeah, because you really believe in your product. So it's not a big deal. And if they say no worries. There's so many other people that you can serve, right? I think it takes the fear out of it even more. Okay, so that was the first part. The second part was, what was asking? Was it retention?
So now it's more, well, I love the retention piece, but I already have a third of them that stuck around for the year. So I know they're excited about it. But now how do I grow my audience instead of hitting the same one? Because yesterday Britt talked about like launching every 8 weeks, and I may get a few more from my current local audience, but I really want to expand and share my message beyond my local area, which has been my whole list up until this point.
Yes. So I really agreed with Britt. I think at least every 8 weeks to start. Once you get the systems in place and you start to do it, quick tip before I go into that next piece is I would then probably up it to 6 weeks, get comfortable. And then I would do what we do in Foot Traffic Formula. We do our workshops every 30 days now, because it's systematized. It's a well-oiled machine. Nobody on my team is stressed or feeling like we're in launch mode. Like, it's really easy and light.
Right.
So I think like you'll keep doing that until it's really getting up and going. And then you can switch to what she was talking about, like the closed cart model. Now, I would say you need something exciting for in between these 8 weeks, right? And they can still buy. So have you thought of doing like kind of what Nikki showed us yesterday with these on-demand trainings? Have you thought of doing, a 15-minute little, like, I don't want to call it a webinar, but just like a 15-minute little training that then at the end sells the program? Yours is $20 a month. So it's not like this hard sale.
Yeah. So this Sunday, I'm going to do the whole busting 3 myths and how to like 3 fun ideas to making kids in your kitchen less stressful, because I think that that's my number one objection I get is like, oh my gosh, I'm not bringing my kids into the kitchen. Like, are you kidding me? It's like nuts already. So I'm trying to bust some of that. But I have always kind of felt like it might be more enticing if people saw what we did. Like, I think some people come in and they're a little bit confused. Like, wait a minute, what is this? Are you sending me ingredients? Like, what? Like, they're a little bit confused. And so providing one of our bake-alongs, like as like a video series, or like here, try out one of our bake-alongs. And I may re-record it. We have it all on Facebook Lives, but I'm talking in comments. So I don't know what you think. Should I re-record it so it's a little bit more polished and professional as opposed to like talking to people on a Facebook Live?
I actually don't know that you need to. And I would say just test it. Like, start with that one and see. And with it only being a $20 a month product, you could send them right from a Facebook ad to this free bake-along or free training. And the next page, like we do in Foot Traffic, could already be the upsell to the membership.
Okay.
And you could be running that every day. And here's the thing, you may not even have to have the launches, right? So we call them conversion events. Like I don't even consider it like a launch. I just think, no, once a month, I have an influx of people that come into my program through a conversion event, which happens to be our workshop. I would love for you to be thinking the same thing. You have conversion events maybe every 8 weeks, but every single day in between, you're sending people from a Facebook ad to that little video training or the free bake along, and you throw them in your funnel and you test and see how much you're spending and what you're making, and could be a daily well-oiled machine. You may not even go into these big launches because this might work so well.
Right. Yeah. I also have this other really low dollar offer. It's called the Great Cookie Quest. And we took 10 famous chocolate chip cookie recipes and divvied them down so you only get like 3 of each cookie, and then you do a blind taste testing with your family. And it's been a huge hit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be another really good like ad strategy, is to like draw people in through the cookies, even though it's only $7 because I wanted to make it affordable.
Yeah.
So I feel like that might be another way to like draw people in, even though it's not free.
No,
but,
you could totally run Facebook ad right to a $7 product. And then the little one-click upsell is, hey, we've got this amazing membership. Come and join us.
Yeah, we've added in our upsell, but we haven't had too many people take us up on it yet.
Okay.
So the first day, we had 100% take the upsell, and then we haven't had anybody since. So we might need to work on the messaging or what is on the upsell page. But so kind of stemming off of that, I actually offered it free to teachers to use as like an end of the year event, and then their students could get it for 50% off, like their families. So it's only $350 for the families to do it. Is there a way to like reach back out to these teachers without seeming salesy, to kind of like ask them to put it in their teacher Facebook groups or Girl Scout troop groups or anything?
I always say to people, like, what's in it for them? Now, yes, the experience and just something fun. But I also think, what if you did it where maybe the kids don't get 50% off, but the school or the PTO gets that 50% for them?
Okay.
So, I mean, especially like the little private schools that are really needing funding, those could be huge. Like, in our area, so many of the schools, like the karate comes in, the drawing place comes in, and what's happening, the school's getting a kickback and they love it and they keep it going. Okay. So that could be something big for you.
Yeah, I feel like in the fall, with the way talk is going about school, is that I really want to up like an educational component to what we're doing. I think there's already something included with baking, but I want to be able to have like a little tiny upsell or bump that says, do you want to be a part of like the homeschool part where you get worksheets and,
I love this
like you can share it with your classes, or this is something your kids can do while you're in a meeting that's educational and not just watching TV. So if that happens in the fall, that's what we'll be doing, I think.
I think that's amazing. And I actually think that might be something that, again, you thought of because of coronavirus, but it might be here to stay.
Right.
Yeah, I really think that could be a good idea for you. And it makes, now it's like, oh, this isn't just a fun hobby. This is like, I want my kid to be doing well, and she's learning life skills and, being able to cook. But now there's this other component that's more academic with it. Oh, I think it could be great.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
I've had some teachers get like crazy excited. She's like, I would pay monthly just for like the teaching component of it. Her daughter comes to a ton of my classes. So I reached out for her for some like market research, and she said we would 100% do this as a teacher. So
amazing. Okay. Somebody just asked, what is this membership? Where can they find it?
Yeah. So it's familybakedates.com.
Familybakedates.com.
Yep,
Perfect.
Absolutely. And we're the Kennett Kitchen on Facebook if anyone wants to come to our bake-alongs. We have some free ones already in our Facebook group.
You guys go check out Megan's group. It's amazing. Okay, you guys go check out her membership. If you're watching this live, it's open for 4 more days. Go check it out. It's her founding members launch. If you guys want to get in our next round of the Foot Traffic Formula Workshop, we start on June 1st. Go to stacytuschel.com/workshop. These are Megan's in the program. So these are all things we've been working on kind of behind the scenes. And then really every time we chat, she's just further and further and further along ahead. So Megan, again, I want to honor you for taking action and just like getting it done. And that's why you're seeing the results. So bravo to you. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much. And kudos to you for creating such a great program and your whole team. Like I leave my accountability call with Cara every time, like fired up and ready to go. Not only do I want her to be my best friend, but I'm like ready to go. So.
I know I saw your post about like, she's my BFF, and I'm like, yes, I love it. I love it. Yes. I do have an amazing team and I appreciate them so much. I'm so glad that you're having such a great time in Foot Traffic Formula. All right. I'll talk to you soon, Megan.
Thanks, Stacey.